Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi, introduce myself. My name is Sylvie Andriani Sari. I am from Law Class 20A. In this video, I will explain my paper entitled Recognition of Customary Right of Customary Law Communities in Legislation. The purpose of making this video is to fulfill Business English Assessment Session 15. Okay, recognition of the Ulayat rights of indigenous people in legislation by Sylvia Andriani Sari. Firstly, definition of Ulayat rights. The right owned by a customary law aliens so that it is a joint right to control the entire land and all its contents within the area of the aliens, and is their highest right in customary law which is fully held by the customary head. Next, difference between Ulayat land and Ulayat rights. Ulayat land is a land object that is controlled by indigenous people, and Ulayat rights are rights that arise on Ulayat land. Next, location of Ulayat rights in the land tenure system UUVA. Customary rights are recognized by the state with several conditions. Ulayat rights has two main elements: element of ownership or right to use, element of authority. Basically, all Ulayat citizens have both element of Ulayat rights because it is impossible for every Ulayat to carry out Ulayat management. It is delegated to the adat leader, no individual rights. Customary law recruitment does not conflict with national or state interests, not against UUVA, and not against the law undang. Next, state recognized criteria of cultural rights. 1. There are a group of people who still feel bound by their customary law order. 2. There are certain Ulayat lands which are the living environment of indigenous people for their daily needs. 3. There is a customary law order that applies and is obeyed by indigenous people. Next, criteria for the existence of customary right. Article 2 of the Minister of Agrarian Affairs or Head of BVN number 5. 1. The existence of certain customary law communities. 2. The existence of customary right which become the environment and a place to take the necessities of life of indigenous people. 3. The existence of a customary law order regarding the management, control and use of customary land that applies and is adhered to by customary law communities. Next, example of customary right of indigenous people. Minangkabau people, manah. There are the three types of manah as the relationship between the customary law community and the land they occupy according to the level of the legal community in this area, namely 1. Manah people owned by an ancestor or customary head. 2. Manah tribe owned by the head of the Pucuk or Andika army. 3. Manah Nagari owned by the village chief or Adat Kota Filing and tribal chief or Adat Badi Kaniago. Next, the conclusion of this paper is 1. Customary rights are a series of authorities and obligations of a customary law community which relate to land location within its territory. As long as the fact is the customary law community still exists. 2. Prior to the enactment of law number 5 of 9 uh, of 1960, or more often referred to as the UUVA, the agrarian law that applies in Indonesia is dualistic as a result of the East Indies government. As a result of the dualistic nature of the law, various institutions of land rights have arisen based on Western law and customary law. During the Dutch East Indies administration, Wilayat rights were not officially recognized in the law, and even Wilayat rights were often ignored, whereas in reality, Wilayat rights existed and were applicable in Adat law communities. Next, the UUVA provides conditional recognition of Wilayat rights, namely, first, the condition for its existence, namely that Wilayat land is recognized as long as in reality it still exists. This means that in areas that originally had customary land rights, but in subsequent developments, individual property right becomes stronger, causing the loss of customary land rights. The customary land rights will not be referred, likewise in areas where there has never been customary land rights. New land rights will not be born. Second, the implementation requirements are in accordance with national and state interests based on national unity and must not conflict with other higher laws and regulations. In addition, the law does not provide criteria regarding the extent of this customary right. Okay, maybe that's uh maybe that's all the explanation about the paper that I made. More or less, I apologize. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.